Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Geeks Forever podcast. I am the host with the most, the one, the only, King Mexico. And joining me, as always, is the man with a plan, the one that runs the skinny, the Texas gaming hedgehog himself, Keyblade Sonic.
Word up, everybody. Happy Monday to everyone listening to us.
That's right. And also joining us today is the legit one.
Hello,
the chosen one. John. What's up, bro?
What's up?
He is the legit, the John, the Steven. The legit John Steven.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. John, the legit Steven.
Yes, I've been called the legit one, but thank you for inviting me. I'm excited. Let's go.
That's
It's MORPHIN time.
Thank you for coming back on. And joining us is the next big thing. She will stomp a mud hole on your ass and walk it dry. And she's got her own podcast coming up soon.
Yeah.
Ooh.
SJ.
What's cooking? Good looking. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one. Yeah, that was
good.
That was actually that was really good. Nice job.
Show me the sticky note where you wrote that shit on. He's like, what? Cooking? Can't read my chicken scratch.
It's
winner.
It's an index card. Just kidding. It's an index card.
I never understood that.
Probably on a sticky note.
Yes.
You brought up that saying, winner, chicken dinner. I never understood that. Maybe I don't want chicken. Maybe
Chicken dinner.
Chicken.
Or you could just say, winner, where's my dinner?
I mean,
winner, you owe me dinner.
Oh, that's a new one. Look at Trendsetter over here.
There you go.
No.
I like how we color coordinated for this. How we got Team Zach and Team Billy going on. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
We just noticed that. Nice. All right.
Well. Damn, I didn't realize that. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's cool.
I know, right? And it worked out.
Blue.
And
Blue.
oh, if I may, look at my little desk figure friend.
All right. Hey,
perfect.
Oh, let me show you something. I got 2 new items. I want to show you real quick.
Don't get me started. I got a bunch of new things.
Oh,
nice.
That's sick.
$80.
That is sick.
Fucking dollars.
Wow.
And the cool thing is, like, the face part comes off, and Tommy's in the cockpit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think you can kind of see it right there, but it's
kind of see it. Yeah.
That's cool.
And I just got this for a really good deal. No, don't fall, damn it, you fall. Ah! Everything's falling.
Nice. That looks really cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
Lord Dragon Evolution 3 with the shattered helmets.
Ooh.
I got it for $80, which they're going for $200.
Oof.
Ooh.
But indeed. I got these before Once and Always debuted. Do we have a skinny today, Sonic? Anything at all?
Just a little notes and wits here based on what we usually do. So just want to do usually what we do in the skinny. Not really much because we're doing our big subject later on after this. So the skinny is basically the box office. So a lot of people like the little box office things I give. So I'm doing the top 5. This is domestically, by the way. So the top 5, it's a lot of one new name and the rest, a couple of new names, but the rest are new names. I know nude names.
Nude.
Imagine a nude movie actually making this much money. All right, so the top 5. This is domestically. Keep in mind, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves hit number 5 with $5.5 million.
Okay.
Number 4, John Wick Chapter 4 with $5.8 million. The Covenant got $6.4 million. Evil Dead Rise, $24.5 million. And for the third week in a row, the Super Mario Brothers movie is on top with $59.9 million. And based on a lot of predictions, they're saying by next week, it will actually hit $1 billion worldwide. It's currently at $875 million worldwide currently.
Dang.
Because the movie hasn't hit in certain markets yet. I believe Poland hasn't got it yet, and Japan is getting it this week.
What the
Wow.
hell?
Nice.
Japan hasn't gotten it?
Yeah, Japan
Damn.
didn't get it this week.
They
Wow.
created
Oh my
Mario.
I know, right? It's the most ironic thing ever. Oh man. Hello.
That's kind
And
of weird.
yeah, it is. It's really odd. The comment section. Hello again. Hello to Inu Smasha. Inu Smasha. I saw him this past weekend at Retropalooza that took place
Cool.
at Pasadena this past weekend. Really cool seeing him. He was asking us about our plans for the Geeks Forever for the podcast and our plans for the con. Well, you're gonna find out.
Actually, we have a couple announcements to make on today's podcast. I guess I might as well get them out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Geeks Forever has officially agreed to have the owners of Delta HCon on the podcast. BogCon will return to be on the podcast. As a matter of
Ooh.
fact, we will be working both cons, doing our family-friendly panels at BogCon and doing the adult panels at Delta HCon.
Best of
Yes.
both worlds.
We
And,
were actually announced for PALOOZA last week,
Mhm.
2 days after their deadline for the panel submission.
So we basically got in on time.
Nice.
No.
Oh.
No. You misinterpreted that.
Oh.
We were announced 2 days after their cutoff date.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
You know
So
how
you guys didn't sign up.
okay, so to be announced for the convention 2
Yeah.
days after they cut off the submissions is a big deal
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
huge. Okay, gotcha.
because they still haven't approved everyone else's panels.
Correct.
And 2 of ours are they're already on the schedule. We already have times.
Ooh, let's
already
go.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
If only we had a-
The
If
cutoff
only-
was Sunday. We got our email on
Oh,
Tuesday.
okay.
Ooh,
Nice.
Okay. Nice.
That means they didn't even think about it.
They just said, "Yep, we want those guys."
Yeah.
Yep.
They saw the 5 logo. They're all bet. 5 it is.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Feeling
right.
5. Feeling 5.
So to address some controversy about a certain convention that's under some fire right now, we're not going to talk about that because I don't know both sides of that story. I know it's a really hot topic. People have been talking about on Discord. I've been trying to find out what I can because there's a lot of he said, she said.
Yeah. So if you're wondering what's the context here, this is one of the reasons you should join our Discord if you want to know the context here.
Right. We have
but-
a really good relationship with that con. We've never
Mhm.
had any problems. We've never seen any issues. We don't know what's going on. I'm going to investigate it some more, see what I can get.
Yeah.
But as
So
of right now, there is just a lot of he said, she said.
yeah, so we're trying to get on both sides, and
Right.
we're trying to like basically figure. We're still investigating per se. That's
Mhm.
what I described
You're
it.
getting your magnifying glass ready and your
Exactly.
So I went in there.
Yeah.
We're
I got crackhead like.
we're just gonna
Oh my
we're just gonna go all Scooby Doo like do 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 do
Yes.
do 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 do. That's basically what we're gonna do.
Go approve the dishes, cabrón.
Muy
This
chingón.
guy.
I was improved. Go approve the dishes, cabrón.
Oh, yeah, I already washed the dishes. That's why we're running late today.
Jokes on you.
All right, so today we're talking about our big subject. That's right. For those of you that have been living under a rock or don't give a shit, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers once and
my
always debuted on Netflix, and it is even one of the top 10 streaming, I guess, movies, episodes, special editions,
Yeah.
Yes.
anniversary,
Whatever you call it.
Whatever
yeah,
you call
whatever
it.
the fuck you want to call it. It's literally just 2 episodes in one.
Mhm.
Essentially.
Yeah, it's like it runs like 55 minutes. So
Yeah.
For anybody wondering, it's like an hour.
You round it to an hour. 5 or more, you round it to an hour. Yeah. Round up.
Right? Yeah, it is. It's about it because it's 55 minutes. With commercials, it would have been like less. It would have been 40.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Just real quick though. So we just received confirmation that I gotta get their name real quick because I don't want to say Four Locos because isn't that the name of an alcoholic beverage?
For Loco, yeah.
Yeah, Four Loco. Okay, they're called Loco Professional Wrestling. They're an indie promotion here in Houston. They actually they're actually going to come on the show to do a interview. And we also have one of our very first pre-recorded podcast episode is going to be on cyberbullying, everybody. We have two official special guests coming on the show, two cosplayers that actually have a lot to say about the subject of online bullying.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I have a lot to say. You know what? I have lots and lots of things to say. I've been called many things. Toxic is one of them because I'm willing to throw hands when people talk shit. Anyways, Power Rangers.
Get the morpher out. Morpher time.
Oh, dude, for real. Like, I got the pink one. I got the legacy morphers. I got the pink one, the yellow one. And
mine's up there. Forgot to grab it.
I'm not gonna. I'll grab him though.
Oh yeah, I think that's the White Ranger one too that I got.
Yeah.
He still talks. Yeah, he needs to be better.
I can't hear it.
He needs to be better. So for those of you that watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, what's up? Your Arrow.
Hello. Hello.
My bad.
So make sure you check us out. I did put the hashtag for ComicPalooza. We might be doing the podcasting panel, and we might actually have a podcast live during ComicPalooza. I'm still working on it.
Yeah, G5E takes live
from ComicPalooza. The shit talking, hands throwing, full of shit podcast is finally here on the big stage. Watch King Mexico make a fool of himself.
I mean, they can do that here, so
I know, huh?
Yep.
They can just watch you do that here. It's no different.
But
it's really no different.
No, the difference.
But we
want to
do it in. But we want to do it in front of like 500, 1,000 people.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Doing it
That's different. That is different.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's get into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Once a Ranger.
Once and always. Now, let's Sonic, if you could, because I didn't get a chance to look it up. Can you look up the tomato meter and critic review of the Power Rangers? Because last time I checked,
Rotten Tomatoes and critics.
All right, Power Rangers for once and always.
That's right.
Okay, so let me take a look for you guys, and we'll just keep talking as I look it up for y'all.
Sounds good.
All right, as of today, it is currently at a. It has a 6 out of 10 from IMDb.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it it's an 87%.
Oh, that's good.
That's really good.
Yes.
So, and I know, like, for a lot of us lately, have been talking a lot of crap about Rotten Tomatoes, especially, the Mario movie got like 58 or 59%, despite the fact that people didn't really care. It's like, hey, we're still gonna watch it. We're enjoying the movie, but it's we're still gonna give our thoughts on Rotten. But just for the record, for anybody out there, don't always rely on Rotten Tomatoes as if you want to see a movie or not. If you're interested in seeing it, go see it. If not,
exactly. Yep.
That's right. I'm gonna start my own website.
Yeah.
Criticizing shit called Right Tomatoes.
Yeah.
No, you should just call, instead of Rotten Tomatoes, just call yourself Fresh Apples.
No, you know what? Gone Bad Pineapples.
Yeah.
FreshPineapples.com.
Yeah.
Fresh Pineapples. I don't always listen to fucking critics because you got to remember that critics back in the day were like, "Don't watch this movie; it's crap," and it was always the superhero movies that we cared about. And we loved them back in the day, but now they were adults. Like, ugh, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah, sometimes they are, and most of the critics they can be really picky on some stuff. They'd be like, "Oh, this doesn't make any sense. Oh, I don't understand this stuff. Well, what is this based on?" I'm like, "Well, you gotta at least do your research before you go see a movie. You know what I mean? At least do a little bit of background just to get an idea of what's going on."
But I think that's the problem. Like the people go with the mindset that I'm not gonna do shit. Yeah. You should explain it to me.
Right.
Why should I do the research?
On the contrary, though, it makes it in today's times, it makes it easier to kind of have an idea. So there's a bunch of other podcasts or channels too that gives you Easter eggs before you go see the movie, that so you know what to expect, if you've never seen it before. So it has its pros and cons, but I like it in this era because it makes it easier to like movies in minutes, or just to get the plot up so when you go see it you have an idea what it's going to be about. Just you know what to look for, especially certain Easter eggs too.
Yeah, but that's why I watched Power Rangers 5 times. Well, the first time I hope nobody from my job is watching, but I watched it at work. I was like this, like.
Were you like cross-eyed? You like that? Like one eye was looking there, one eye look at that.
Yeah.
No, I was yeah, kind of. I watched it like in the background, so I was watching it, and there's like a couple scenes where so this is a spoiler review, by the way. We're going into spoiler territory. Spoiler. Where's my little spoiler button? Oh damn it! I removed it. Ah, screw it. Right, here. All right, here we go.
That's
Good
not
enough.
it.
Fuck it. Close enough.
The bear. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell HR.
It's like, whoa.
Y'all knew what you were signing up for. Come on now,
Yep.
There we go. There's your spoilers.
Booty hole
bro. Oh my lord.
Oh my lord.
So, yeah, we all heard about this last year, and this was, people are calling this a love letter to the fandom of Power Rangers, especially the people that dropped off of Power Rangers after maybe the second season or third season, or maybe the people that dropped off after In Space, because that's kind of where I dropped off.
Yeah.
It's kind of, or it's just people in general who kind of like grew out of that phase. You know what I mean?
So I'm also eating my snacks.
What you eating?
Actually,
That's my gig.
Somebody cut up a cantaloupe, and I'm just eating the leftovers.
Nice.
It was, I saw it 5 times to take notes, try to catch all the references, little things that I might have missed.
Right.
Okay, so one of the things that I've seen a lot of mixed reviews about the special. Some people are calling it absolute dog shit. Some people are calling it the greatest thing ever. Some people are like, meh.
Yeah, you
little mouth. We'll try to talk about the movie alone. Leave me alone.
So basically, it's like you either liked it or you didn't.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I mean it's kind of hard to say. I'm gonna tell HR, do it.
Yeah.
No balls. They don't hang. Gravity ain't.
You want to talk HR? I am the HR. So
That's right.
Ooh,
There you go.
Let's get John's. Like, I mean, come on, man, talk to us. How many times did you see the movie? I mean,
Once.
whatever.
I only saw it once, and it was last Wednesday.
He saw it once.
I saw it once.
Always.
Hey, yeah, I am. But I'm planning to watch it again for the second time. So I don't know when, but I'm gonna watch it the second time.
When did you watch it?
This week. I watched it last Wednesday, and it was here at my place. And so I send you the pictures, so you can show them real quick if you want. But
you did. Hold on, I didn't realize you did.
Well, on Instagram, so I sent it to DM. So what I planned it for my friends. So I had bought the food, and it was like potluck style. So we got like the sodas, like the Ranger colors. So we had Big Blue, we had Big Red, we had 7-Up, Mellow Yellow, Lemonade, Pink Lemonade, Coca-Cola, and then we all had like our Ranger color shirts that we like. And then at the end, when we got done with the movie, we're like, oh my god, my feel is so good. And then we got the toy morphers on, and we did a group picture that was squad goals. So
Cute.
that
was
sounds fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was my table setup, and those are my personal like toy morphers I have. And
all that shit I can't afford.
on the left side, it's the Mighty Morphin Ranger the coin, sorry, and then on the right side, it's the Ninjetti coins.
Nice. I like the. I need to get me the weapons. I need to get the weapons, but they're expensive as shit.
The weapon's pretty dope.
So I was watching it, and it kind of looks like they used the Lightning Collection weapons in the special.
Yeah.
It does look like. I saw it, like I said. SJ, how many times did you see it?
Twice.
Yeah.
Why am I the fucking odd one out? Like, why am I the only one that saw it 5 times?
Dude, I got work and I got other things to watch. I watched it twice.
I watched it at work. Twice.
You can do that. I can't. I have to pay attention to what I'm doing.
We can't. We have to pay attention.
Yeah.
I have to pay attention too.
What do
There
you
are old people that need my help, because if I don't help them, they'll die.
I'm a high school teacher, so I teach ASL, so American Sign Language, so I have no life.
I work in a cardiac cath lab and in a hospital, so yeah, I can't just be like doing other things. I have to be like focused.
I don't have a job. I just go outside the street and
Otherwise,
shake my cup.
Yeah.
I'll be shaking my cup out in the streets.
Yes.
Change?
that sounds about right.
Noise. And Arrow 26 is my friend, so that's Andrew.
Nice.
So
Welcome.
he was with me as well. So he's somewhere in the pictures that I sent you as well when we did the group
Oh, okay.
squad goals.
Nice.
You sent me one picture.
I
Oh,
sent you
why?
3 on Instagram. Cause like it's like a new layout now. When you send more than one, it looks like a weird thing. Yeah,
Yeah, it's really odd. I don't know why. It's like a
Oh my
collage,
gosh.
basically.
it's a collage. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they
It's
do
only
that.
it's only showing the one. It's only showing me the
Really?
lances.
Oh, let me see. I'll resend it.
Oh, I have to do it on the app.
Oh,
That doesn't make sense.
I'm on the browser.
oh. Did it work when you did it one time? Like with it that
I
one
think you have to
picture?
send them one at a time. Yeah,
Okay,
you
I'll
have
do
to
that.
send them as
See,
one at a time.
that's fine. See.
I know Sonic saw it before. I mean, when did you see it? Like
Yeah.
yesterday
Like
or-
the night of, like when it got released, like that morning or what? Like, oh, okay. Yeah, so for those of you that like watched it already or didn't know, like I guess like the details of it, so it got released California midnight time. So we're all of us are in
Like 2
Texas
a.m. Yeah.
at 2 a.m. And I was like, I am not, nope. I'm a grown adult. I got a job. Gotta go to sleep. Go memes. Don't wait till the
Yes.
nighttime. I was like,
Dude,
I
I
can't
stayed
do
up
that
until
no
Same.
more.
3.
I wake
I
up at
stayed up until 3 in
5.
the
We gotta
morning.
stick people at 7:30. Wasn't
I
doing
woke up.
that.
I went to sleep at 3 in the morning playing Resident Evil 4. I woke up the
Of
next day.
course
Was
you
at
did.
work.
Of course he did.
I was at work
Hmm
when I realized, oh shit, Power Rangers came out last night.
All
Let me
right, I
watch
sent it to you one at a time. This time.
Okay.
One of my friends watched it, I think, at that time. And then he messaged me and he's like, dude, it was awesome. I'm done. And I was like, son of a bitch, I haven't seen it yet. So as soon as I got home, then I watched it. And I was like, yes.
Okay, what time? Okay, what time did y'all watch it? The first time? What time did y'all watch it? This is an important question.
I watched it at around 12 Wednesday at
Oh,
Uh
work.
huh.
I
So
guess
when I
like
watched it, I was at work.
I guess like 6 or 7 Wednesday
Okay.
night. Yeah.
For me, we watched it at 9 o'clock at night.
Nice. Nice.
So
Yeah.
we got some other pictures. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
All the drinks. Yes.
Yeah.
That actually looks pretty tasty.
Mm,
We got the
yeah.
morphers.
Squad goes.
Woo.
I'm over here watching it all by myself like a lonely mother.
Me too.
That's gonna be me for the like when I watch it for the second time. I'm gonna be lonely, but first time was the
Get you
best.
some
Like,
chips. Get you some Rocky Road ice cream.
There you
well,
go.
I have cookies and cream and cookie two step
There you go. There you
in the
go.
freezer. So yeah,
Hmm.
we ate a lot.
So this is the 30th anniversary for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It debuted
Mhm.
in 1993. Actually, they tried to debut it much earlier in the 80s with, I think
Yes.
the 70s or 80s with Stan Lee, who tried
Hmm.
to adapt Bioman. For those of you that aren't aware, Bioman is the Super Sentai, which is actually the stock footage they use for Mighty Morphin because it's everyone knows this at this point. But all the fight scenes, most of the fight scenes are filmed are the Japanese footage, and
Hmm.
then they just take footage from 90210 and just slap it on Power Rangers.
Literally, yep. So someone made an argument and said technically Power Rangers is a clip show, and I said you're not wrong.
It
You're
is.
not wrong.
It's true.
It's a clip show.
It's
You're also
literally
not right, but you're not wrong. So
it's
Right. It's
Saved
in the
by the
middle. It's in the
Bell.
middle.
It
yeah.
literally starts off as Saved by the Bell and then turns into Spandex Ninja Turtles.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, come on. I'm not even reading a script. I'm literally going off of my memory.
You,
So
I
Stan Lee
didn't even know
tried
you
to
had a
adapt it.
script.
No, I don't. Fuck that.
No, he's like Jimmy Neutron using his last brain cell right now.
I'm looking at a picture,
He
and that's
actually
how
had
all
a
my
brain
memories
cell. Oh
are.
my god.
Right?
I created Geeks Forever. You can't even come up with a podcast name. What's that say? And I all the names I've come up with, they're not taken because you got to be. Who the
What?
fuck is going to use 5 ever? Seriously.
Oh.
Except
That one show on Peacock, a girls five ever.
we're not supposed to talk about them. There's a lot.
It's gonna be spelled different. We all like.
Why do you think they're not around anymore?
Mm-mm.
What?
Mm-mm.
Those are my initials. Fuck them. Anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, so Stanley tried to adapt it, and then you know, rest is history. If you want to watch it, go watch The Toys That Made Us on Netflix. But then Power Rangers debuted. I remember everybody watching it. Everybody was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, Power Rangers." They didn't say
Mhm.
"fuck yeah," but
We
yeah, I
get it.
remember it being the coolest thing in the world. Everybody was watching it. It was cool. It was violent. They did karate. Everybody had a crush on Kimberly. Even if
Mhm.
Not everybody.
everybody. No. So my favorite Power Ranger was always Jason the Red Ranger,
Mhm.
and obviously everybody liked Tommy. Tommy was the evil Power Ranger. He was the bad guy that was winning because this was like this was in an era where bad guys didn't really win. Like every show you ever watched, the
Yeah.
good guys won at the
Right.
end of the episode.
Nice guys finished last.
That's right. So now we're 30 years old. We're grown as adults. We have back problems,
Yep.
knee problems, debt,
True.
cars, jobs. Um,
And
so they decided to
insurance.
insurance. We all have insurance. Most of us have. Some of us have insurance. Some of us are overpaying for their insurance. Anyways, I digress. Now they decided to do Mighty Morphin Power Rangers once and always. And now, why is this a big deal? Why are we dedicating an entire podcast to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Because
Well,
why the hell not?
Why
there's actually
not?
a lot of significance in this.
Hmm.
Damn it. Okay, I gotta send you the thing. Sorry.
Huh?
Nothing. I'll text you. So, why is this significant? Why? For those of you that don't realize, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always is the first time that David Yost has been in Power Rangers since 1996, I believe. 1995, 1996. Ever since his departure in Zeo, he has not
Yep.
appeared in any kind of Power Ranger special, any kind of anything. Not
That's
another
true.
episode,
Yep.
not a
Oh.
special, not an after school program. Doesn't You can't even find him in front of a Power Rangers poster. Why is this significant? Why is his leaving and returning so significant? You have to remember that he was bullied on stage,
Mhm.
not by the cast, not by the director himself, but
Yeah,
by
that was like a
It's true.
misconception for a lot of people.
Wait, by who?
he was
The
bullied
crew.
by the producers.
Yeah.
The producers were the ones that kind of like questioned him,
Mhm.
not the cast, not the crew. Because if the cast and the crew had done that, he definitely would not be friends with them.
Right.
Yeah.
But so this is the first time David Yost has reprised his role as Billy. Also, him returning as Billy in the special kind of debunked lots of fan theories. One of them being that he was the Phantom Ranger in Power Rangers in Space in Power Rangers Turbo.
Yep.
Mm.
Debunked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was the producers. It wasn't the entire film crew. It was a few, not all of them. We may or may not have talked to him, but it wasn't his castmates. And what's so significant about the special? This is the first time Catherine and Rocky and Adam are on set as a group on a Power Rangers episode.
Wait.
They've been together at cons. They've never been together on the Power Rangers set.
In the shows.
They've never when they filmed that episode where they transfer the powers. They had already quit. If you watch the episodes carefully, they're using old stock footage.
You're saying Kat, Adam, and Rocky?
Rocky
Rocky.
on the same stage as Billy and Zach. Zach has never been on an episode of Power Rangers with Catherine, with Rocky.
Oh,
with
okay. I
Adam.
misunderstood because I was like, Adam, Kat, and
Well,
Rocky.
Rocky
they've
were all
been
in
Power
Zeo
Rangers
together. What the
but
hell are you talking
they've
No,
never
about?
but
And
for
been
Adam
Mighty
and Kat were
Morphin
in
though. Wait,
Mighty Morphin. And remember, at the same time, this is the first time Catherine has ever said, when they do the morphing doll,
yes,
she's never said pterodactyl before.
that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Also, we're going to talk about it. So let's start off with the beginning. So there were a lot of theories going into this.
There
Maybe
was.
the McKean Empire had something to do with this. Maybe Lord Zed had something to do with it. I heard reports, I don't know if this is true or not, but the events of Once and Always take place before Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. So that's probably why they don't play a role. But the biggest question was, what happened to Rita Repulsa? How did she come back? And we actually found out. Now, the way this starts off with, there are certain things that blew my mind in this episode. I mean, what are some of the things? Like, what are some of the things you thought like that were amazing? Let's just start off with what we liked and what we didn't like, and then we'll talk about like the fan theories.
That's
All right.
oh my god, that's gonna take forever.
I mean, keep it down to like 3 each. Things that you like, and just like the top 3, because you could just literally say, well, I like, and minute 6:51, this like when he blinks. So let's go with SJ first. What do you think you liked the most about the episode?
I hate you so much. God, what did I like about it? I don't know. I like the suits. I liked the
You
weapons.
said you loved it. You're like, what did I like about it?
No,
nothing.
I'm really. Well, you wanted me to narrow it down. Like, chill. I'm trying to think. I like how it was like updated, but they still made it not like the ending credits. How it's shot for shot what the original theme song was.
A lot of callbacks.
It was great. It was a lot of callbacks, a lot of Easter eggs for especially those that actually grew up watching that version. I can see where a lot of people would have been like, well, this isn't it, and this isn't it. And I had a few of my moments too, because I was like, huh, did they actually play like old footage of Mighty Morphin for like the fight scenes? Because I knew Amy wasn't in it, and I knew JDF wasn't in it. But when they had him teleport in, I was like, are they using like old videos?
That was new because you could tell, because the old one didn't look nowhere near that good or bright. No.
I mean, like for the sound effects for them fighting. Because especially that
True.
Trini's actress passed away in 2001.
Yeah.
So I was like, is that them? It sounds like them, especially like Trini and Kimberly. It technically sounded like them. But when it was Tommy and Jason's turn, I was like, nope, that's not them. That is not how they sound like.
Jason sounded off.
Yeah.
Tommy's was kind of
a
little. He
not
did
even.
He did that.
No.
But my friend said they had ADR audio.
So when they morphed, that was their old audio.
Yeah, that time it was. But I just was almost excited that they did use like the old footage as recording for them fighting. I wish they had actually done that, but they didn't. That's fine.
There's only so much they can do with it before it sounds robotic.
Right.
Sure. No, I understand. So, I mean, like that's again a minor thing. It's not a huge deal. I'm glad. One of the things I loved is that they actually brought Barbara Goodson back as Rita Barpolsa. I was like, hell yeah, that was amazing.
Can we talk about that? Her performance. I know we're supposed to be talking about what we liked and disliked, but let's. You brought that up. Let's talk about her performance real quick.
Amazing. It was like so good.
She had much more leeway with the character because they didn't have the Saban restrictions and they didn't have the TV rating restrictions.
True.
This was definitely not. It was still a show that children can watch. It's still a show. It was still for all families.
Right.
But you could tell it went from like G or Y7 to PG.
Yeah, 13. Yeah.
14.
Not 13.
Well, not quite 13. No.
It was PG.
Almost there.
Yeah. It's PG. Definitely PG.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's one thing they mention they say the word kill.
A lot.
They say death. They say death. They say die. They say kill. They even said the word murder. Or no, they didn't say murder. They said kill. They said kill. They didn't say murder.
They said slaughtered. They said slaughtered a couple of times.
No, but Rita Repulsa, the line that she said that blurted was, "I'm going to travel back in time and kill you all in your sleep."
Yeah, that was like hardcore right there.
Yes.
Like
it queen. Yes.
Basically, too, it's like I feel like this is something that I feel like it was something that they would have not been allowed to do when it was on Fox in '93, and now they're like, okay, we have more freedom to do more, because I'm sure some lines on Fox would have been like, okay, we would have wrote. There's no way we would have wrote it this way. We would have voted, obviously. Sure. We would have been said kill. We would have said murder and all that, but Fox wouldn't let us.
Right.
That could be the case.
It could be the fact. It has a lot to do with the fact that it's fan base for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. grew up and now have hair in places they didn't have hair in before. That's
Right.
kind of gross. That SJ works just a tad bit. So I mean, the fan base grew up. This was obviously made for the fan base that grew up with Mighty Morphin. This was supposed to be a love letter. Rita Repulsa coming back, they do explain it. Rita Repulsa was not brought back with the Machine Empire. Actually, the way they brought her back, I thought was, I thought it was interesting. I thought
I
it
did
was
too.
kind of cool. I thought it was kind of fucking stupid at the same time.
Right. I was gonna say that too. Like that was really the way
That
they
was
did.
one of the issues I had with it. Like for me, one of the issues I had. Sorry, Song, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
But yeah, go. What were you gonna say, Sonic?
No, I was gonna say that it was kind of like
Weird.
it was weird, but also like it was like very out of the blue. It's like you wouldn't expect that. I was like, wait,
really
what?
was.
Like, why would that be the reason?
Where did
What
that
the hell?
dress come from? That's what I want to know.
We're like
I'll
Part of the
Marshall or
magic
TJ
dress.
Maxx or what?
It's part of the evil magic.
It
Well,
is.
if you remember when
Evil
at
magic
the
or
end
lazy
of,
writing?
but at the end of In Space, when Zordon sacrifices himself, everyone either becomes completely destroyed, or like Rita and Zed, they actually changed into humans, and Rita
Yeah.
got like a new dress. So maybe the dress had something to do with
But
her
this
evil magic. I
storyline
get
isn't
that.
original, though. It's not original. It's kind of similar to what happened in Mighty Morphin. It's what happened in Power Rangers Super Legends on PlayStation 2. The guy that Lord Zed became has no memory of his past, so he wants to investigate as to what happened to him. And when he finally finds out, he unlocks he unknowingly unlocks the evil, because the evil
Right.
itself wasn't destroyed; he was just cleansed.
Right. But I think that's a really cool concept in this movie. It's that Billy was looking for Zordon's energy, and energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's just it just changes forms.
Except Zordon,
So
he did.
I mean,
he did.
I mean, but he still did what he did, and I mean, if Rita could have survived, who says Zordon couldn't?
The comics do, because Zordon is dead. Like so if they're already leaning towards, they already said that the comics are canon in the sense that there's a multiverse. But in the part of the comics have become canon to Power Rangers lore already. JJ, the son of Tommy Oliver and Kat, is he's only in the comics. He's kind of in the Power Rangers Ninja Steel crossover.
Yeah, I heard that was mentioned. Yeah, so it's finally like tying things together.
Yeah, because in the Old Man Tommy comic, Soul of the Dragon, he is married to Kat.
Yep.
Well, in Zeo, he was married to Kat.
No, they weren't married.
Yeah, they were.
Remember
that Christmas that Christmas episode? It's Tommy telling his grandson, and Kat is his wife.
From that one, yeah.
Go.
I need proof.
Go look it up. Go look it up.
I'm working.
You weren't working when you watched Once and Always 5 times.
I actually was. Now, was I focused on work?
No.
I mean, I can only focus on so much.
I understand. That's why you focused 5 times.
Actually, 3 of the times I watched it was like background noise. Like I fell asleep. I tried to watch it. I laid down and I fell asleep like halfway through it because it was like 2 or 3 in the morning.
God.
Anyway,
hey, we're not young no more. That's what happens.
That's right. Because I
do it on a work night.
I know. I did. That's what happened. I watched it on a work night. I fell asleep at 3, and then I had to wake up at 7:30 for work.
Irresponsible.
That's not irresponsible. I still got up on time. I showed up. I was miserable.
He's a teenager with attitude, is what he is.
Yeah.
Look, company policy is you must be miserable at all times at work.
Bet.
I mean,
it may be funny, but there's probably some companies out there who actually have that.
Did I just catch him smiling? Let me give him something to do.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, so Power Rangers. I was just gonna say that Power Rangers Once and Always I really love the Rita Repulsa, how they expanded her.
Yeah.
They made
Yes.
her say things that she normally doesn't
Yeah.
say. The kill you in your sleep is probably one of the most
Best
it's the darkest
lines.
line
Yes.
in the entire special. Obviously, we want to address the elephant in the room, though. One of the complaints I saw about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always was the fact that it was only attributed to, it was a tribute to Trini Kwan.
As it
And
should.
so just to let everybody know that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always was filmed and entered post-production when Jason David Frank was still alive.
Right.
When he passed, the movie was already
Complete.
it was already mid post-production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it took them 12 days to film the special. Because they said it took about 6 or 12. It says that it takes them about 3 days to film an episode of Power Rangers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
That's
it was
pretty quick,
already
though.
it is pretty quick. But then again, they're on a time. You know, they got to do
You're on
it
a
fast.
time limit too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The episode comes out tomorrow. They got to have it done.
Yeah.
Some people were calling it cheesy. The acting sucks.
Which, I mean, that's pretty much, if you think about it, that's pretty much how it was in the early Power Rangers
Yes.
anyway.
Yeah,
Like, I will say there's a big climactic scene with the Megazord on the Megazord. And the CG, I mean, sure, it looks goofy and cheap and all that, but I was like, well, that's the
I
point.
enjoyed
That's the
it,
charm.
though.
I loved it too.
Yeah, that's
It
the
was
charm of
so
Power Rangers. You know what I
shiny.
mean?
Yes. And
And again,
clear.
shot for shot, how it actually rolls up and everything and transforms. I was here for it.
Me too. I'm here for the cheesiness.
Loved it.
Bring on the cheese.
I loved it.
Bring on the cheese. A little too
Yes.
much cheese, though. I mean,
Never too much cheese.
it was all right. I was like, look at those PS3 graphics.
Remastered.
That's well, I mean,
Look like early
nobody
PS2.
remembers the
Yes.
damn Megazord graphics that we had in
In 93.
The 90s.
no, the 95 film. Remember Power Rangers in 1995?
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
those
Ninja
Yeah.
graphics looked, oh my God, looking back.
Man, those are some PlayStation 1 graphics.
Look like N64 graphics.
This one
For
wasn't
real,
bad.
Yes.
horrible.
This one wasn't bad.
I mean,
It wasn't that
Power Rangers
bad.
has never been known for its acting, for its
Right.
brilliant storytelling, for it's just that it's so
It's
over the
supposed to
top.
be over the top. It's supposed to be crazy because, like, especially when they're in the suits,
Right.
you have no facial
No
expressions
facial
to
expressions.
react to. They have to use their whole
Either-
body to be like, we got this. And it's so cool to watch them just kind of like pose and be. And it's just,
Yes.
maybe that's why I do all this thing with my hands and my body. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I think I learned too much from Power Rangers. It's like I have to use my whole body to like talk
Body movement, yeah.
because I've watched Power Rangers for so long.
Yeah, because it helps because, you know, especially when you watch like an episode, you would see how when they do like dialogues like, all right, let's do this, team. And it's like they move around and stuff. It just helps out. And also it helps out too because it helps keep the attention of the audience. Because, you know, if they're just standing there, if they're standing and just talking, you know, they'd be like, all right, just get to the point. Now they would be like, oh, they're moving. Okay, they're getting ready to do something.
Right.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can find out some actual footage that I can show without getting in trouble with YouTube because there's like a big old restriction on what you can and can't show.
One of the things I want to know is who's Min's dad?
Who? Wait, who's what?
Who's Min's dad?
Oh, true.
Yeah, they never brought that up.
Like, I understand, you know, it doesn't have to be that nuclear family dynamic anymore. I'm all for that. That's fine. It would have just been really nice to know, like, who was the father and what happened.
I mean, really, that's what we're concerned about, not the fact that we've never.
I didn't say I was concerned. It's just
the
in there
only
in the back of my
parents we've
head.
ever seen are Kimberly's. Everyone else is just kind of out there in the streets when Godzilla-sized monsters attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, where the hell is everybody else's parents? There's literally Godzilla's outside, but why are they still allowed to go to the juice bar? Like nothing This is an
Yeah.
everyday occurrence. Why haven't these people moved?
Exactly. That's one of the things. But again, it's not like a huge thing. It's just like I just thought about it in the back of my head, like,
It's just a
this-
thought.
how did you arrive in this world, child? Like, honestly.
Yeah, but
I mean,
for
they're
for me,
adults.
Because, like, yeah, Billy and Zach were telling each other, Trini was all men had. So
yeah,
Maybe the dad died.
maybe,
That's right.
fan theory, maybe.
I mean,
I
if they're
also-
making the comics canon,
True.
Min could be. She could be part alien because they were in space as the Omega Rangers in the comic book.
True. Yep.
oh yeah. But also
Kinda
in the show,
kinda
Trini
like
was
Star-Lord.
crushing on Richie for a while. So
True.
Ollie.
What do you got, Sonic?
Oh, it's kind of like Star-Lord, because in the comics he was, a Celeste, half alien, half human.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, his dad's a planet.
Well, in the movies, but in the comics it's different.
Oh,
It's a
okay, it's different. Okay, so I
Yeah.
was like, huh.
But for me, like the
Happens in-
way that it ended, it opens like a lot of like possibilities now. I mean, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
we're literally like in the multiverse saga, not just for Marvel, but just for like the franchise in general. So they got the comic storylines now, and then they have like the free will pretty much,
Mhm.
Mhm.
to go more
Yeah, exactly.
into it. So we'll see.
Let's I want to talk about the Power Rangers that were kidnapped to power up Rita's time
Yes.
travel
Let's
machine.
do.
So I have to look up a picture.
I was hurt because like my favorite Power Rangers team is Lost Galaxy. So once I saw the scene with like mostly the boys,
Yeah,
I was like, damn. My
damn,
favorite
y'all took an
one, most of them got
L.
captured. I was like, damn.
Right?
They got their asses whooped.
They did.
That
They
team got
did.
slapped around like they owed Rita money.
And then I saw Zeo
Phantom
Yellow.
Ranger. They got
And
Phantom
Phantom
Ranger.
Ranger. Yeah.
Zeo makes sense though because Rocky, Adam, and
Aisha.
Tommy was already captured.
Yeah.
Aisha was the only one that was not active because Adam was doing the Space Patrol Alpha.
Well,
Rocky was already in the special, so was Catherine.
But Aisha was
No, but Aisha was in
there
it too,
with
though.
Adam.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
with Adam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Who am I thinking? What was it? What was that? What was the other?
Tanya. No,
Tanya.
but she
Well,
was captured.
yeah.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was trying to. I
Yeah.
messed up the name. So Tanya was captured
Oh,
because
yeah.
she's the only Zeo Ranger
Yes.
that's not either currently active or already captured.
Mhm.
Right.
Because Tommy's
Yeah.
already captured. You can't have
Right.
two Tommies up there
Yeah.
unless
And
they're.
then Lost.
Jason too. Jason
Wi-
was already
Wild
captured.
was it Wild Force Silver
Yeah, Merrick.
was there too? Yeah, I was
Merrick.
like, what?
Wolf Ranger?
Yeah,
The
Wolf Ranger.
Yeah. Like, how'd you get the Wolf Ranger? Damn.
For real.
Right, y'all
And
just snuck up behind us.
Connor and Trent from
Oh
Dino
yeah,
Thunder.
yeah. And then I think it was I forgot which one it
The
was.
Beast
I think
Morphers
They had
and
well,
two of the
Beast Morphers
Morphers.
and Samurai, I thought, or was it?
yeah.
So, according to the interview with the producer, there was no set Power Rangers that they were going to use for that prop. They literally just went to the store and bought whatever Lightning Collection figures they had available.
I like it. I like it a lot.
That's awesome. And they were so smart. Hasbro was branding. I was like, look at them
Mhm.
branding. They're so smart.
Mhm,
Smart.
Except
I-
for the
I-
Red Ranger. Go ahead, Tony.
Oh yeah, I even saw the figures. I was like, are those from the Lightning collection?
Yeah, except for red, pink, and green, all of them, the snakes were placed so they could cover up the joints of the Power Ranger figurines.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay.
And
Cool.
random thought too. Can we talk about how they brought Richard Horvitz back to voice Alpha?
Yes.
Yes.
He's still
Yes,
good.
please.
And they brought back what's his name? The original composer to do the music.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wasserman.
because this is
What
the
is his
first
first
time.
name? But yeah,
first
I
time
loved it.
since,
Yeah,
when
minus the legacy morphers. Yep, true that.
this is the first time in years, I think 20 years, that
Yeah.
we've heard the original theme song.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Because even when they brought back Power Rangers for Samurai, Mega
Yeah.
Force, Mega
They
Force,
never did it.
they brought in they made a new song which was never
Mm.
even like Like they used the new theme song for anything Power Ranger, even Mighty Morphin. So they never really
Yeah.
brought back the original.
Oh, that's another like pet peeve of mine that they didn't do in the movie. They never did the power cannon.
Yeah, that's what people were talking about too.
They actually explained that.
Yeah, they did.
They said that it would have cost too much money to recreate the process of special effects.
But I mean,
Oh
like
man.
besides that, but it was really cool to see the power
Yeah.
axe being used. That was cool.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
everybody
we got
using their
something
weapons.
better. So there's little things here and there that I think are absolute wins and show the progressiveness of
Of course.
Hasbro versus Saban. We actually got acknowledgement of an actual LGBT couple
Yes.
in the continuity of the Power Rangers universe.
Wow.
When I forget her name, Trini's daughter's driving the Rad Bug to go find
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Geico Lizard and Angry Cow guy.
Minotaur.
The guy, yeah,
Yes.
Lizard and Minotaur. Seriously.
yeah. I, I
Y-
didn't know
It's
if they
fine.
had different names because they were metal versions or they just.
Supposed to, but not from what I saw.
I
But
think they
no,
had
yeah.
different names.
But no,
So
yeah.
when
When I saw
driving
that,
the Rat Bug, the guy comes out.
yeah.
He's like, help!
Right.
They're
Uh-huh.
taking my boyfriend away. And it was like, holy shit! Like,
Yeah.
That's cool.
That
They're
was cool.
getting with the times now, so
Legit,
that was really
but when
cool.
I saw the boyfriend, I thought it was like Zane for some reason.
I thought he kind of gave off that vibe.
Yes.
He said his name was something else.
Yes.
Well, Sane would have morphed anyway.
that would
Well, no, this
cool.
was after Alpha told all the Rangers don't morph because they're tracking you.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Yeah,
would have
and the
made
ones
sense.
that got captured obviously didn't listen.
Well, they didn't know they were tracking at first.
At first,
So,
yeah.
At first. So
No, they did because when they tell them to stop demorph, Rita didn't have anybody on the display, and then like later on after they already know that they're tracking them, bam, stack of Rangers.
no, because that was Rita's whole plan was to get all the Rangers, as many Rangers as possible, down to Earth. That's why she unleashed all of her putties
Right.
all
So,
over
but
the world
go back and
simultaneously.
watch it. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch it.
Sir,
When
I did
Alpha
just
says-
watch it.
I watched it 5 times.
Oh my god.
And you
No, I'm
slept
dead
through
ass,
3 of them. What are you talking about?
So I'm dead ass. I'm telling you. Go back and watch it. When he says when Alpha says power down, I repeat power down. They show Rita in the back, and in the background she has her like stand that can only carry 9 figures, and it only has 3. And after they come out with a plan to trap the Minotaur and Slizzer or whatever the hell his name is, they suddenly have like 17 Rangers.
You know there's always continuity errors like that. They don't always do that. Number one, I'll allow for
You're
that.
wrong,
Number one, I'll allow for that. Number 2, we've seen them in previous seasons. They'll fight whatever equates as a putty unmorphed, and then for whatever reason they will morph. So okay, I'll give you some of that too. Maybe they felt like they were up against like a rock and a hard place and they had to morph, and then they were like, gotcha, bitch. But
yeah.
I don't know. But either or, I see that either or. It's not that all the Rangers were that dumb.
Yeah, they kind of are because they're like, oh, I don't know who this guy is that told me to demorph, but all I see is an angry cow and a giant lizard.
Yep.
And then guess what happened? Lost Galaxy got their ass kicked.
They did.
They took an L.
Only the boys.
Thanks for Hasbro.
Only the boys.
Yeah,
the
only
girls
the
were
boy
smart.
figures are out. That's literally it.
Well,
Well,
except for
that's
Magna
sexist.
Defender, though. Except
Well,
for
that's
Magna
sexist.
Defender. But pretty much the boys.
Because
Yeah.
Astronema is the Pink Ranger, and she knew right now, I ain't fucking with this bitch.
She was the Pink Ranger half the time.
Yeah, but she's still the current Pink Ranger, according to Mighty Morphin. I mean, according to Power Ranger Super Mega Force, she is still the current Pink Ranger.
Interesting. Okay.
Because isn't technically Kendrick still dead?
No, she was brought back at the end of the series, and Kendricks was the one when Lightspeed Rescue and Lost Galaxy did their crossover. It was Kendricks.
Whoever had free time in their schedules, the Pink Ranger.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Exactly that.
And
Exactly
like
that.
when they had that crossover episode, she literally took out the sword from the stone again with the rain theme.
See,
That doesn't make sense. Why did they put him back when they?
Kendrick's
No,
is
you
a
know what?
boss.
Continuity.
Oh my gosh. We're
Let's
not getting into
continuity.
that now. We're going to focus on
All right,
30th.
That's a
so
whole nother.
so
That's
That's a
another
whole nother
they
topic.
discussion.
acknowledged that Tommy and Catherine had a son named JJ, who in the comic books eventually will take over as the Green Ranger. He'll take over the Green Ranger powers for Tommy. Do you think, with everything that has happened, will they just do the same thing for Tommy they did with Trini, and ruin the continuity of the comic books, or do you think they'll recast him?
That's a good
Ooh.
question.
I mean,
That's a good question.
did they say that? Hold on. Say it again. Did they say they were actually trying to tie in with the comics?
They started to
Well, they
because
did
the
a little
comics are
bit.
canon.
I know
Basically,
they.
Yeah.
it was like planting the seeds.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it.
But I feel like it would take
Well,
time.
I mean,
So
depending on how
as of
old
right
JJ
now,
is in this series, you
Right.
could argue that Tommy died. It doesn't even have to be Ranger related. He could just sadly have been, wrong place, wrong time type of accident. And
I mean, Arrow
they just
26 has a
don't,
point.
and depending on how young JJ is at the time of that, they could just
True.
not tell him until like the time is right. That's another thing. They could just do a time jump and just not even worry about that. We could just same thing with Trini.
Because
We
if you
know
want
that
to get into continuity of Power Rangers, so Once and Always starts in 2022
Yeah.
and ends in 2023.
Mhm.
It's supposed to be for the events of Cosmic Fury, and it's definitely before the events of SPD.
Yeah.
Because Power Rangers SPD takes place in the year 2025.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. By the way, whoever wrote SPD, we're catching up, and I still don't say aliens.
Not for long. We still got a year and a half.
They've still got a year and a half. They're just going to magically populate.
Yep.
In the special, they did say junior karate classes, so it's kind of hinted that JJ's either in elementary or middle school,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and in the comics, he's definitely in his mid-20s.
Yeah.
Because he's dealing, so it's kind of like drug dealing, but selling black market Power Ranger powers, because they have been able to. They're able to manufacture super soldier weapons just like Power Ranger powers and sell them
Right.
to villains and shit in the black market. And he went
Mhm.
undercover.
Right.
So he's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
mid-20s because he's working for Space Patrol Delta. Tommy is definitely older.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say between 9 and 10 to 12. So you're thinking probably 10 more years before JJ takes up the mantle as the Green Ranger.
Is it really only 2025 that
For
SPD is set in?
SPD. Yeah.
It's not like 100 more years into the future?
Right.
No, because they
Seriously?
say they say that Dino Thunder directly inspired them to become like Power Rangers.
Oh yeah.
And then don't forget Time Force is in the year 3000, so
Right.
you still got a few more years.
A decade. Still got a few more
Still got a
decades.
couple decades. We'll get there.
A few more centuries,
Centuries,
actually.
my bad. A century.
Well, just a couple years. Just a couple years.
Yeah.
A couple months, maybe.
Something.
A couple hours.
But with the continuity of Power Rangers, do you think they'll recast Tommy, or do you think they will just kind of have him suited from this point forward until they decide what to do with the character?
I mean,
I don't know. I think they have options to go like what approach. Like I don't know. So I guess it's up to them what they want to do with it.
right.
I mean, they could always do the what was her name? Joyce Grayson, Green Ranger version of Mighty Morphin. I forgot the guy's name, but the guy that takes up the Green Ranger powers.
Was that Matthew Cook?
Yes, that was it. Matthew Cook. Matthew Cook
They
is the
could.
second Green Ranger,
Yeah.
and
Well,
he's the
in the
first.
comics, but yeah.
Mm.
Right, the comics kind of. So right now, the comic books, there's only one comic that's in the future, and that's Soul of the Dragon. Otherwise, all the comic books take place before Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed got married.
Mm.
So there was 2 original comics, Go-Go Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin. Go-Go Power Rangers was the first year that they were the Power Rangers as a team.
Yep.
And Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was directly after Tommy joined the team and broke Rita Repulsa's spell. Which led into the Lord Draken series, which is possibly one of the most popular Power Rangers that is officially not part of the TV show continuity.
Right.
Yeah.
But the Master Morpher is from the comics.
Yes.
Tommy's Master Morpher is from the comics. His son is from the comics. But there's lots of. I like one thing I will say about this, and I really love what they did with this, because this was what Forever Red should have been. The guy that directed and filmed Forever Red wanted it to be a special movie, but Saban's rules were the shows can only be 30 minutes or 20 minutes. They have to end in a single episode, and they can't have complex storylines. Those are legitimately the rules. They were
For Forever Red?
No, for Power Rangers.
In general, yeah, it's like the little code.
They have to be simple. They cannot be complex stories. They cannot carry for more than an episode.
Wow.
So and it like everything has to be resolved in the 20 minutes that it airs.
But there were some episodes that were like 2-parters, weren't there?
Yeah, or 3.
But you notice that like they kind of ended with a cliffhanger, but they had like a.
The whole introduction with Tommy in the first place was 5 damn episodes.
Right, but in the Sentai series, it was also 5. Wasn't it 5 episodes from when he shows up and then he dies?
I think so.
Everything Tommy does is 5 episodes.
No,
what the hell do you mean? What the hell do you mean? The stories have to be complex, have to be simple, not complex, and resolved in 20 minutes.
You ever noticed? No, but if you ever noticed, like most Power Ranger episodes that do only carry over for 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Like you get 2 episodes. Tommy was the one and only time we actually got like a 5-episode parter.
Kind of, yeah.
And that's because that was how it was done. They were doing it based off how they did it in the Sentai. Like in the Zoo Ranger, they actually had it for like 5 episodes before he decides to die and not come back.
Right.
But they wanted to keep it simple. That's why some of their storylines that felt like they could have been really good could have been a lot better had they.
For sure.
But do you think this is the more adult-themed Power Ranger, more mature Power Ranger thing that everybody wanted, or do you think that they could do something a little bit grittier?
I mean, for sure, they could always go grittier, but I think this was decent for what it was.
I thought it was good, like the way that it went.
I think like SJ and Legit said, I think they did great, but I feel like they could have I think they were just playing it safe for now.
Yeah.
And then probably in future projects they could probably try a bit grittier, similar to like the comics or something like that.
Right.
But for now they just wanted to play it safe, just for like, okay, this is what people remembered, and test the waters. Exactly.
I feel like they were going because this was for Netflix, so like they had more about they had more freedom to do what they wanted. They weren't restricted, limited.
Yeah.
So I mean, the dark presence was there, barely, for convenience, but it was there. So they still kept it nostalgic for us that grew up with it or watched it when we were so younger, but never watched it when it got on air, but we grew up with it kind of thing. Yeah. So it did attract the old and the new together.
Right.
I thought they were going for more the nostalgia approach, and then in a couple of years they'll go a little bit darker.
So according to the interview with one of the producers, they actually intended for Once and Always to be much darker.
What happened?
Hasbro had to step in.
Oh, Jesus.
They were actually going to show Trini's body.
That's what I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Bruh.
She wasn't going to be disintegrated. She was going to kind of fly off the cliff, and they were going to find her body in the morphine.
Wow.
That's kind of why they kind of look over the cliff.
Right.
That was probably a deleted scene.
It never got filmed.
Oh.
They wanted to do it where they would like bury a body, but no, they didn't. They decided against it, so she was disintegrated, which is kind of weird. It's kind of weird because she takes it and she gets hit with Rita's attack, but she kind of dodges Billy out of courtesy.
Yeah,
She-
that was a whole nother thing I didn't get either, was how Trini did that because that's her best friend and she will take a bullet for that boy. She would always take a bullet for Billy. That was her ride or die right there.
Yes.
Since the beginning.
Yep.
But Min learns like to be selfless, right? And she does the same thing. She takes it for Billy, but she survives. It's the same selfless act. How come Min survives and Trini died?
Because the Morpher, actually, she did. The Morpher brought her back.
Why didn't the Morpher bring Trini back?
Because if you watch it, it hits the Morpher directly, or it didn't hit the Morpher.
That's some shenanigans. She was morphed. Trini was morphed. Come on.
Right. It doesn't. Also, so the theory is that if you listen to this, if you watch it again and you listen to it directly, Rita does say that she sacrifices a bit of her actual power to make that attack killable.
Oh yeah, she did say that.
Willing to sacrifice some of my power to, kill you. So she did get weakened.
Yeah.
Because the robot body might actually be limited. It might have made her more powerful, but it also could be limited as to how much power she can have.
It's like a monkey's paw.
It was something they kind of. I think they thought about that, and that's why certain lines make more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, the Morpher took the blast head on, so if it was weakened, it makes much more sense. Plus, she did kind of die, and she was brought back to life.
Yeah.
That scene was so good. That scene, like when she got brought back, I was like, oh my god.
She wasn't worthy of the powers yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Because she was not worthy of becoming a Power Ranger, and so the Morpher refused her.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she wanted revenge, and they said the Power Rangers must never seek revenge.
Mm-hmm.
So the Morpher saw her as unworthy. It's kind of like Thor's hammer. Only when she became worthy, she gained the power, and it kind of brought her back. But at that point, Rita was already weakened. But
yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so Morphin grade savior. Yeah. Like that scene, like when she did
cool.
like when she saved Billy like on her own, and then like when it was like kind of like oozing that yellow aura around her, and then that little like moments, I was like, oh my gosh, it was like chills, and I'm getting chills right now talking about it. But that whole scene was so good. Like that's how you knew, okay, like you're a Trini fan. Like from the very first or second episode when she has to like challenge herself to like overcome the height and save Billy, like that was her peak. That was one of her peak moments. So that was the first one like in her personal growth, like for being a ranger. So I'm glad they put that in there.
They mentioned it,
and she's like, I saw Mom like saving Billy, and she morphed. Like
I would have been funnier. I would have been like, I saw the guy that recorded Mom save Billy.
Yeah.
I saw it through his eyes.
Right. Just the camera. Nah, but that scene was a tearjerker. I was like, dang. It was like a Phoenix moment. It was a Phoenix moment. For real.
I think with everything that's happened in Power Rangers, they this obviously we said this earlier. The whole from the get go, the whole thing was a tribute to Trini.
Right.
A lot of people found it in bad taste the way they were going to kill her, because it made it look like they shot her off of a cliff. Which I'm not sure the full context of the car crash. I'm not sure what happened. I just know there was a car crash. I think Power Ranger fans just find anything and everything to bitch about.
Yeah.
Like literally, I was watching this YouTuber guy. He reviews Power Ranger figurines. He reviews Lightning Collection figurines, Lightning Strikes or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was bitching and complaining about Lunar Wolf's boots being like they didn't match like the actual suit's boot. Like the boots on the figurine, were like white.
Didn't match the show.
It didn't match the show, and he was like complaining. Oh, they like the one error in Forever and Once and Always was Lunar Wolf's boots. I'm like, really? That's what you did? Like, I didn't even notice that. I don't think I
Yeah.
give a shit.
Yeah,
But I
and
think
so,
but I think
yeah,
that's what shows people, like, everybody notices everything different, and I think that's kind of, like, one of the good things, but also it's a dual the flip side
yeah.
of the coin is one of the bad things
Mhm.
about the fandom is that everybody has their own perspective, everyone has their own interpretations of
Mhm.
what the show means to them and everything,
Mhm.
and you like what you like and you don't like what you don't like, and maybe you'll find someone who thinks the same as you, maybe you'll find someone that doesn't think the same as you.
Yeah.
That's one of the both the joys and the sorrows about the show. So, like, I get it and I don't get it. And that's why I'm like, it's not a huge like pet peeve of mine when I noticed some of those things. I was just like, huh, it just didn't make sense to me.
Right.
But I still enjoy the movie.
Me too. Overall, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I did notice like some things that I was like. There's one scene where Cat is the Pink Ranger, and they go to Angel Grove and start saving people, and they're
Yeah.
fighting on the streets.
Mhm.
Mhm.
One of the putties masks came off, like the hoodie part.
Oh, it did?
It did. Like if
I'll
you
have to
if
look at
you
it again.
watch it in slow motion when she's saving the people and she's like fighting, and
Mhm.
she grabs the girl by the hand and pulls like let's go, let's go. If you like watch it carefully, one of the putties, like the hoodie part that goes
Mhm.
over the mask, is coming right off. It's like on his face.
Nice. Nice.
And I noticed that because I watched it a shit ton of times and I noticed it, but like I didn't bitch or complain like shit happens and they probably like shit his mask came off, but it was a good set. Fuck it, leave it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That
Yep.
happens too.
It happens.
It happens, and I mean it's a toy. Like obviously the toys are not perfect,
Right.
but like people were complaining left and right about the Lightning collection figurines not being perfect. Like they have issues here and there. These are $20 toys. They're
Make
not
your
Right.
figures.
own.
Exactly.
Make your
Yeah.
own figure if you want it to be perfect. Like, chill the hell out.
Yeah, like it can apply anything. It might be like the pattern,
Yeah,
the color.
The textures and all that stuff.
Yeah.
right. So
Right.
that's a
Uh,
whole thing.
but like yeah, there were people like there was one reviewer who says, "Oh, I've been an OG Power Ranger fan. I love Power Ranger." I didn't watch his review like completely. I just watched the first like minute, and he just called it complete dog shit. I guess because of the way they treated Jason's character. Obviously, Jason David Frank, uh, Austin St. John, and uh,
Amy
Amy.
Jo
Amy
Johnson.
Jo Johnson couldn't come back. She's working on the comic books now.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
didn't want to travel. Austin St. John cannot leave the country due to legal issues
Yep.
right now. And Jason
And
David Frank at the time was still filming Legend of the White Dragon.
Yep.
right. So
Could they have done their voices though?
they
I think they could have.
oh absolutely. Like I said, I if they didn't actually use, which I really don't think they did, but if they could have even used archived footage, that would have been fine too.
They
But
did use archive voices.
sort of, not
Yeah.
fully.
A little bit, but yeah.
Not fully. Like,
I mean,
because
they couldn't do it for the grunting.
JDF's karate yells. Like, they
Yeah,
are
I
very
know it wasn't the
distinct.
same, but the guy at least tried to get all the
I'm not saying he didn't try. I'm just saying,
like the Jason one didn't even try.
not even the same.
Didn't even sound the same.
Right.
Hell, even the guy that plays Rocky didn't sound the same. I mean, there were certain aspects about it,
Poor
like
Rocky.
can we just acknowledge the fact that Rocky can never catch a break? He's
Right?
the Red Ranger, but he's never been the leader of the team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He
Exactly.
wasn't even the leader
And
of this
then,
team.
like, well, and then that's another one of my, it's kind of like one of my peeves is that, you went out of your way to bring in Aisha and Adam, and then we don't even really get to see them. It was kind of a cop out. It was like
It
they
was
just paid for
a
their
cameo. Yeah.
cameos.
It was a cameo.
Literally. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
like,
It was like two times. It was like that moment and then the ending.
I'll tell you one thing: if Austin St. John or if Austin St. John had showed up and filmed, Rocky would have been with them at SPA, fighting the Tronitanian
Tribbian
army.
army. Yeah.
Yeah, they would have been right there
Yeah.
in space. Cameo, bye.
Right. But if, see, I would, okay, I have to ask this since you brought it up. If everything worked out perfectly, and they could get Zach, Billy, Kimberly, Tommy, and Jason at least. What would they have done with Kat, Aisha, Adam, and Rocky?
They probably wouldn't have invited them, or if they did, to just do a cameo.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I would think too.
Yeah, because they're not going to have duplicate Power Ranger powers, and they're not going to get Zeo involved.
They had the Ninjetti powers. They had the metallics armors.
They're
The
about to
metallic
dress up
armors.
ninjas.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that. That would have made sense, because that would have made more sense if the villain was like Master Vile or Lord Zed or Ivan Ooze, even.
That
But
would have been sick if they brought back Ivan Ooze, to be
That would've
totally
been cool.
honest.
he's not even canon. So
Who cares? He was fun.
I mean, it's they went based off of the original powers, which
Oh, of course.
Hmm. That's true. More money to make more suits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to
Right,
bring in more too.
Yeah.
because the suits, if you really looked at it, the Green Ranger suit was the same one they used in Japan.
Yeah.
It was definitely not the one that they used for Super Mega Force, or the one that they used in the Ninja Steel special.
Well, the one they used back in our day was like a pillow shield. It wasn't even a real armored shield.
It was like foam and all that.
Yeah, see, as an adult you're bitching, but as a child you're like, you didn't even notice the difference as a child.
You just thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, you're just like, the Green
Yeah.
Ranger. The Dragon Shield could have been purple. You never would have noticed. I mean, the production value obviously went up. Megazord still looked cheesy. It looked 3D-ish. It looked like PlayStation 4 graphics. But, I mean, I didn't have an issue with that, because Power Rangers has never been known for its high Marvel level,
Right.
No.
CGI, or its
Yeah.
Just
Denzel Washington level acting, or
cheesy and posers. Yes.
Mhm.
cheesy one-liners,
Yeah.
posing, making the grass explode for no apparent reason.
Yep.
For
Mhm.
all of the
The
reasons.
booms and the pows.
There you
They're
go.
all together, pose fireworks. Who showed up and set up the fireworks in advance?
Right.
Obviously, they play, like, this whole thing was just dedicated to Trini and the passing of the torch to her daughter, which,
Yep.
by the way, a lot of people have been saying mixed reviews. Some people found her amazing. Some people found her annoying. So it's mostly with the fandom I see here. It's just a lot of the
It's
fans.
mixed. But again, it's like you can't please everybody, and
Right.
everybody's gonna have their own opinions, and it's okay if people are more of like the nitpicky, accurate, cool. That's you, or you just kind of just go with the flow, just don't
Mhm.
give a care. You enjoyed it. That's cool too. And you have people that are kind of like in the middle, like 50-50, whatever.
Right. But
But
it's like, but no, yeah, like, let's think about that for a second, because she's a teenager, she's a high
exactly,
schooler,
yes,
and she just found out her mom's, one, a superhero, and two, died a damn
Did.
superhero. And it's like,
yeah,
you
What did
expect
you
her,
What did you
yeah, what did
expect
you
her to fucking?
expect?
I mean, they
exactly.
could have
And
done a better reveal, though. They're just having an open-ended conversation and didn't hear the door open or noticed her
no.
off to the side of their,
But
like,
Yeah.
in their
that
peripheral.
scene though, I like that. I like when you see the conflict, like, oh, how are they gonna show the conflict? Where it's gonna
Yeah.
build it up,
How are we
like,
going to explain to her that she's an orphan now?
Right.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, they took that into consideration too. Like, she is a high schooler, she's a teenager, 16. It's not gonna be just a year and you're fine. Like she had that time to cope, but she had in the show, she had a support group.
Yeah. Oh,
So
hold on.
what's
Something
up?
else that they mentioned in that scene was, it was like the first thing Zach said was, how are we gonna, what are we gonna say about their mom? Did you all notice that? First it says their mom, and then they go back to like her and she and everything. And I was almost like,
Oh
does she have a
yeah.
sibling? Or since we already have an LGBT plus couple, was Min supposed to be something? Like non-binary or something?
I don't know.
I don't know
I
either.
yeah,
I
she-
just
think
but
that actually was. I think that was a part of the argument spur of the moment, kind of, because sometimes sometimes when you are acting and you get to that level, you just kind of like
you
shoot.
go with the feeling.
Yeah,
sure.
shoot, which in wrestling terms just means they got real.
Yeah.
And if it's real, if it's good, if it makes sense, then you keep it. Just
Yeah.
like in Avengers: Infinity War, when they say, "Where's Gamora? Who's Gamora?" and then Drax is like, "Why is Gamora?" That wasn't part of the original script. He just
That was
said it out of the
improvised.
blue.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or Will Smith in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when he talks about
Oh
his
yeah, his
dad
dad.
not wanting.
Yeah.
That was not scripted. That was never
Right.
planned. It
Right.
just kind of happens. I mean,
Yeah.
when
I
you're
can
in
see
the
that
zone, you
too.
just go
Some
with it.
stuff no, I get that. Some stuff does, but like that's the first line in that scene.
I
I
think they
can
were trying to like really good at their job hide the fact that she had a daughter. Maybe they're like, what
maybe.
about their kid? What about them? We got to tell them something. What are you going to tell
Maybe.
them? And then we
Maybe.
find out, oh, she has a daughter.
Yeah.
It could be just part of the mystery.
Mhm.
Keep you guessing, not completely revealed.
Yeah. Again, something that just made me go, wait, what? I'm not dissing it. I'm not
That
dissing
was
it. I'm not
more.
saying anything.
That was less than what I paid, because there's certain lines that I paid attention to watching it the second or third time that
Right.
I
Right.
didn't
But
catch the first time around.
right. But that's what I'm saying. Like these are the things that I picked up on, and you
Right.
have the things that you picked up on. Like that's how we can
Like
have like a really cool
after
conversation.
the opening, if you watch it,
Hmm.
Billy says, if Zordon had been here like I wanted him to, like if we wanted him to,
Yeah.
he would tell us that we're what to do.
Right.
He said it right there. They already revealed that they were trying to bring back Zordon
Yeah.
during the beginning, because he does say if Zordon had come back like I had wanted,
Right.
and then she says this is your fault. Like,
Right.
this whole thing is your fault. It's your fault. My mom's dead.
Yep.
And then they reveal that he tried to bring Zordon back with the particles from his energy.
Yep.
Right. Hmm.
But then, for some reason, with the magic of lazy writing, Rita was able to turn Alpha 8 into Rita Repulsa.
Robo Rita, yeah.
Rita
dress and
Robotsa.
corset, full on with robotic corset and pink and pointy bra.
It was good. It was good.
And like he elbowed her in the face and broke the first layer, and that pissed her off. And that's what.
Right.
Oh,
And
you
that's why
broke my face. I love that face. You want to get serious? Let's get deadly
really
serious.
serious.
And then she switched from friendly kids to murder.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Real quick.
And then she said shit like, "I'm gonna go back in time and I'm gonna kill you in your sleep." And then she tells Trini's daughter, like, "Your mom's gonna be a first for me. I've never killed someone
Killed someone
twice."
twice. I was like, shit.
She was
Well,
talking
shit.
that shit. I was
Oh
like,
my
damn.
god. If she
Damn.
had that kind of dialogue back when we were 4 and
Actually, we did get that kind of dialogue with Zed.
yeah.
He didn't say the word kill or murder, but he
But
did
it
say
implied, basically.
yeah, he definitely was trying to kill them.
I loved Lord Zed back in the day. Oh my god.
Lord
all
Zed
knew.
had to be toned down because the
Right.
fans bitched and complained.
I mean,
Lord
just his
Zed.
appearance too.
Love. Ridiculous,
And he
right?
does come back in Dino. He did come back in Dino
Dino
Fury.
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 Yeah.
And it's so crazy how strong Lord Zed is.
Yeah.
They fight him and they actually didn't beat him.
Yeah.
They had to get essentially what are the gods of the Power Rangers universe to like intervene
Mhm.
and imprison him.
Yeah.
Hey man, we can't take him, bro. He's too strong. Can y'all like help us out, bro? Can y'all like stop? Like, can y'all do something about this shit, man, bro? Because damn,
Yeah, yeah.
was I still? I wasn't sharing anything. Oh, I was kind of. I still had it up. Oh, I was like, why does this thing say still sharing? I forgot that I had closed out the video when I did the intro, which was a nice little touch. But Power Rangers, once and always. What do you think? What was your favorite? What is your like? What is the one thing that stood out to you the most, and what is the one thing like? What the hell?
Haven't we been talking about that this
I
entire
mean, what is
time?
the
Yeah.
one thing though? What is the one thing that you feel like they should have done better?
The one thing
Ooh,
they should have done better.
the
Oh, right.
one thing.
Okay. Yeah, just if you had to pick one, it doesn't have to be like the most top of your head one. It could just be something. Oh yeah, it could be something off the top of your head, just something random. And it can't be the damn grunts.
Honestly, okay, no. But seriously, the nod to like Bulk and Skull was fun, but I wish Bulk and Skull were in the
Yes,
movie.
agreed.
There we
Agreed.
go.
I just felt for me it should have been a little bit longer. Like I know it was
That
55
too.
minutes, right to an hour, but it could have been a movie. It could have been like Game of
Yeah,
Thrones, like a
like an
movie
hour and a half.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could have been like a movie episode
Yeah,
ish.
I think even the rise of the TMNT is over an hour, so why couldn't the
Yeah.
Power Ranger 30-year special be over an hour? Like, actually over an hour.
But that was my only thing where I was like, okay, that it was just that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I would say for me it was that. But I think wow, I think the one I liked the most was probably the ending credit where they showed everybody from like how they were 30 years ago to now, and that
Yes.
was like the background, the font, the vibes, the
Mhm.
like it was giving 90s. I was like,
Shot for
oh
shot.
my god, yes,
I lived for that.
me too.
All right, Sonic, you saw it. You actually saw it recently. What are your thoughts?
No, I was paying attention. So my favorite part of it was like it was basically like it didn't need to be all like over the top with like it didn't need to be like what's the best way to describe it. Um, it basically became like they were having a lot of fun with it. Like you could obviously tell
Mhm.
like
Oh
they were
yeah.
having fun. They were like doing from the callbacks to like the cheesy choreograph, fights and all that stuff to like the end credits, like you mentioned earlier, the homage to like the original anime, the original show. It just felt like it was one of those things where it was like this was the thing that you saw 30 years ago and you're watching it now. This is it's it, they were trying to make it as much as they could to make it like, okay, this is what you remember in 1993.
Yeah.
And I like that for it. I just love also like the callbacks, and also they have like more. It gets more emotional, because sometimes in the the original series, normally they'd be like, oh, they're just like having fun and all that stuff, and then oh, a villain's coming up, and then they have to like get into the action. But there's some most
Yeah.
rare cases they would have like a serious side, but this one they actually had more than you would expect for like something Power Rangers related.
Mhm.
I did like how they what's the best word I could describe it? They did reprise some of the characters' roles. That someone's like,
Mhm.
okay, I still Alpha still sounds like Alpha. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And Rita Repulsa, obviously Barbara Goodson, the voice and all that stuff. It's just like, wow, they still got it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I do like how the ending was like the way they set up like the future and all that stuff, and how they brought up, they would bring up like past adventures,
Yeah.
and then like there'll be fans that they'd be like, oh my god, I remember that episode.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like, and it probably makes like a new fan out there be like, what are they talking about? Maybe I should start watching it, and
Mhm.
then they'll,
Yeah.
it would help bring in a lot of new people,
No,
or help
agreed.
people from like the who like we brought up earlier, that fell out of the Power Rangers thing years earlier and all that stuff. It just helps them like get back into the whole, similar to what Pokemon Go did, because a lot of people weren't into Pokemon. Then when Pokemon Go came out, like everybody kind of got back and it was like, oh my god,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
red version. Oh my god, I remember only red and blue version. There's more. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot more, man.
Yeah, there's like 1,000 Pokemon now, bro.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So yeah, so like my thoughts on it's like the Mario movie. It's a love letter to the original
Yes.
Power Rangers.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be. You may not have like the story and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's what people liked about that. Even though today you could be like, oh, it doesn't age well and all that, but sometimes at the time you were a kid, but then there's people out there who were kids in 1993 who are parents now, and they could probably just like, oh man, this is what I liked as a kid, and then the kids would get hooked on it too, and then I just feel like it's like a legacy special, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right? Yeah. No, it is. Uh, Actually, let's start with you. I forgot to ask John and SJ, but what would you give it in the score of 1 to 10?
Ooh, dang. I would say an 8. I would say an 8.
Yeah, like 8.5.
It's really high. Sonic, what you got?
I'd say about I'd say between 7 and 8. You know what I mean? It's like I said, it's not. It could be goofy and stuff. Maybe that could turn people away, but it's if you were a big Power Rangers fan, this was for you. And if you loved the original one, or if you loved cheesiness and all that stuff, this was for you. If you wanted something more serious and all that stuff, I'm like, well, you weren't gonna get it as much as you thought you would. But at the end of the day, it's a Power Rangers movie. It's Power Rangers.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, this is what to expect. So,
Right.
like I said, I'd probably get like a 7, 8, probably 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fair.
even my friend too said 8 out of 10. And then people have to remember too that it was a kid show. Like when it first got aired, it was a kid show. So they're still trying to stay true to that too, you know?
Right.
I would. Okay, so let me share just real quick what I had an issue with. I it's kind of similar to what John had. I just felt like it could have been longer because if you watch it, the first half is like really good where they have like a like a good pace and everything, and then the second half just kind of feels like they rushed into everything.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we just fought them. They're trapped in a magnet. We now know where Rita is. We're just gonna go there and turn invisible and whip everybody's ass and free the others. It just feels like they ran out of time. They realized they ran out of time and budget.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the rest of the budget went towards the Megazord because they did really good in the beginning, and then it just kind of got like
dragged a bit.
Yeah, they dragged with the effects and stuff like that. I did like how Billy stabbed the shit out of Rita. Like nobody has brought that up. I'm surprised.
I was going to say that was part of the darkness that I liked. I was like, damn, Billy, from behind and everything. Shit.
And then Zach shot her. Like,
yes.
I feel like in a way that was like it was like his redemption arc in a way. You know what I mean? It's like his redemption. Like he started, like in a way, it was like, okay, I caused this. I'm finishing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like you killed my best friend, so I see that too.
Yeah, you're responsible for my best friend's child being an orphan now. You must die.
Right. I liked it.
It's definitely one of the I just felt like it could have been longer. It should have been a little bit longer. It probably could have just been 15 minutes longer. Because we didn't really see. I understand that they were trying to do only Mighty Morphin, but they didn't even really acknowledge the other Power Ranger teams. Like even when they saw the other Power Ranger teams, they didn't acknowledge them. Like, hey, look, it's what? Like, oh shit, they got Trent.
Right.
They're like, oh damn.
Or Ashley or Tanya.
Look at all the Power
any of them.
They see everybody lined up.
Right.
And all they can say is, damn, look at Jason and Tommy and Kimberly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what about the others? What about the others? I mean,
yeah, agreed.
I feel like it could have been longer. That's my only issue. Other than that, I mean, I thought it was really good. I really liked it. It was good for what it is. Like you don't expect Endgame, Avengers, Infinity type shit.
Right.
Now will this lead to a different series? I don't think so. I think it's going to lead to. I think we're going to get a sequel. I think we're going to get a sequel, especially with Lord Zed escaping his capture.
That's a good theory. That's a good theory.
But I think the next one we're going to see a Tommyless, unfortunately.
See who?
We're going to see a Tommyless.
How Tommy dies.
Oh. Yeah, honestly, I mean they did it for Trainee, so they gotta do it for Tommy.
It makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, you kind of have to do it. It sucks, but
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It's gonna somehow tie in with Cosmic Fury.
Right. If it wasn't like, well, they're in space. It's gonna be a little difficult to. This is gonna tie in with this will tie in with Cosmic Fury. Because Trini's daughter she might make a cameo in the series.
True.
She is the new Yellow Ranger. I think they're probably moving towards a new generation of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Maybe
which
JJ.
Makes sense.
Maybe
Makes
they're
sense.
going to retcon how JJ is and make him older.
Who knows?
Maybe he's just the one 15-year-old in junior karate.
Yeah.
Or maybe he
One
was
of the
an
camp
instructor.
counselors.
That's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Let me just have it, okay? Let me just picture a
Huh.
15-year-old just kicking the shit out of a 9-year-old.
Sure. Sure.
I'm gonna get my green belt. You know why? Because my dad's the Green Ranger. I mean,
Oh my god.
I love green.
Yeah, there you go.
So I could see the next one being about like maybe them writing off Tommy, or I don't think they would recast him, just for the simple fact out of respect. But I do see them passing the power on.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they can use archive footage of Tommy. I mean, they did it with
But they can
Trini.
only get so far though.
It's true.
Right.
I mean, they used some voices, but like as you heard, like
Right.
they can only do like one or two or three before it just sounds like robotic.
Right.
Mhm.
Because the tone's just not there. It would be a slap to the face of the community if they CGI'd him,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and if they tried to get a sound alike just to do the voices. How
Right.
far could you get without him demorphing?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
It's definitely one of those situations to where it's not an easy decision to. It's not an easy decision to make, and whatever you do, it's going to make somebody unhappy. But it is one of those points to where, unfortunately, Jason is no longer here, and we have
Right.
to accept the
Right.
fact that his role must either be retired or
Mhm.
passed on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they keep it like this approach, how they did it with Min and Trini, like that similarly.
Yeah, that with JJ.
That
Yeah,
would be
but
nice.
with JJ, yeah. Where like some like in the future, like if you JJ, then they have that similar scene when somehow with the the morpher and him and like he finally reveals like, okay, this was my dad in action, how he helped the team or whatever. Or they could do the scene when like he shakes his hand with Jason, like that too.
If Hasbro, whatever Hasbro decides, I think there's a chance Hasbro could decide to stick with the comic continuity just so it can be connected.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think they're going to recast Jason Frank's character, Tommy Oliver, and it's going to piss everybody off.
Yeah, but unless somebody in the fandom knows necromancy and brings him back, like, what are we going to do? Like,
They
I
would
mean, aside,
rather the role be retired than recast it,
I mean,
because they were thinking about recasting Trini with the original Trini,
right, just to have somebody,
play Trini, but instead they retired the role.
right.
So, do you recast Tommy or do you retire it and just retcon the comics?
Well, if they're not trying to actually be the comics, then they can do whatever technically they want. If they're trying to at least loosely incorporate it,
Yeah.
just to have people, oh, if you thought this was cool, check out the comics. Oh, you haven't checked. Oh, you've only read the comics, but you haven't really watched the show. Come watch the show. If they're trying to like bridge the gaps,
Yeah.
technically,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm fine with that. But like, sorry guys, but this is what happens
Yeah.
as time goes on. People
Yeah.
don't always. This we're all mortal.
Yeah. Well, it's the same with Lost Galaxy Pink. Like it was Kendrick's, like in her character, and then Karan takes over.
Right.
So Arrow says
Uh-huh.
retire Tommy
Yeah,
and use JJ from the future.
I mean, that's an option.
that's the option.
Uh, or you could just do another special without Tommy. I mean, it's
Do we need another special about Tommy though?
no. I mean, if they do another Mighty Morphin special, they can do it without Tommy.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of hard to say. We'll
Yeah.
see what Hasbro decides. Honestly, it's up to Hasbro. I mean, it's only like, look, they make all the decisions. We're just be happy that Ryu and Chun Li didn't show up. You know that's a
What?
thing, right?
Oh yeah.
The what? Oh,
The
Oh, yeah.
Street Fighter Rangers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryu, Chun Li, Ken, and Cammy. They didn't show up because they have Power Ranger powers now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
You
know,
know,
you
mean,
you know
probably
who
would
else
have.
has Power Ranger powers? The Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, you would have you would have had to deal with Capcom and all that.
That's right. Capcom will hoard. They hoard them. They hoard their characters.
No, but seriously though, I want that to be an animated movie. That comic was fire.
Yes.
The first one or the second one?
I haven't read the second one, but
yet.
the first one's good though.
It
But
was
I
so
like the
good.
cover for the second story though. Like the second storyline of how like it switches roles and they have the pre-dino DNA. That was cool.
I have the figures.
Of course you do.
Of course, we're not surprised.
They were on sale. They were like $20 each.
Were they on clearance?
Somebody no. So I was
I'm not homeboy.
No, so I was at TF Con and somebody actually had, I think, all 3 Ranger figures.
Oh.
But they were too expensive. And I ran out of room in my suitcase. So I was like, you know what? I think I can find it cheaper online. I'll just ship it at home or something.
You know what though?
I'll pass up to this time.
Speaking of cheap, and it's kind of funny that they mentioned the clearance thing because Green Ranger Shredder is on clearance at Ross.
What?
Yeah, you could get the Green Ranger Shredder figure for like $15 at all the Ross stores.
Nice. I'll go look.
She's gonna look online.
All the group pages have been posting, and the scalpers were grabbing them and then selling them back for $30.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, they'll buy them. Scalpers will buy it, and then they'll sell it for twice the price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll flip it.
Yep.
It's like house flip, but toy flip.
So dumb. I hate this industry.
I do too, but I mean, it happens though. I mean, something's gotta happen with every fandom though.
They do more flips than Flipper the Dolphin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
More flips than a Krabby Patty.
Go figure.
My God. Stop.
There's your pun of the day.
Go figure.
Yep.
I like that meme where it's like, show off your 6 figures and it's your lightning collection.
I mean, I guess
6 figures a month, and it's like it's like 6 different actual toys.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like your background, so you got 22 figures. Yeah, more than 22.
Yeah. My
I guess that kind of makes me kind of hypocritical because, like, what did I pay for you? Like $30 or something for this guy?
Right.
Blue Centurion.
But he hella cute though.
This is the only cop that is allowed in my house.
I miss Centurion Blue. He was hilarious.
He wasn't stupid. You didn't see him get captured. He saw Rita and was
like. But okay, speaking of like a pun or like a reference, whatever. So in Super Sentai franchise, and Jaka Gentai, Heart Queen, which is the Pink Ranger for that show, her character name when she's not morphed, her name is Karen. So I tell people that's the only Karen I support. And she's hot too. Like, she's amazing. Like, I love her. So her character, she's like a detective.
All right, guys. So I'm getting my score real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I'm gonna probably get shit for this, but I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay.
I just had way too many issues after watching it 5 times. Should have been longer.
Like 2.5 times. Let's be honest.
The guy, like, it should have been at least 15 minutes longer because they kind of rushed through it.
Agreed.
The guy that does Jason's grunting, they should probably recast that guy.
I told you guys. I clocked that a mile away. I was like, that's not Jason.
Whoever designed the putty costumes in the 94 footage, the footage they filmed in the US in 94 with those putties was a lot better than you could tell they actually put like Under Armour on them to protect them from being kicked across the face by the stunt doubles, because one of them had an awkward landing where he flipped and he landed like mid back on a table. If you watch that, he like legitimately makes like a grunt. Like, you didn't hear the grunt, but you could see him like
you can see it. Yeah. Damn.
Rocky showing up with that fake ass box of noodles. That was the biggest fucking pet peeve I had. He's like, "Come on, bro. I was just about to eat my lunch." Did you not just hear Alpha say Bandura? Oh, that's one thing that nobody acknowledged. that they actually said
Pandora. Hmm.
That was insane. I thought that
Yes.
was kind of cool.
From the
Well, no,
Sentai.
like the fans knew it, but like, yeah,
Yeah,
they
the
don't.
hardcore fans, not the casual fans.
Yeah, the
I'm
casual
a
fans was-
hardcore fan.
like if the casual fans saw that, they probably wouldn't have got it. They're like,
Ooh.
"Eh."
The
Well, of
Super
course not.
Sentai fans, me up in here.
Hey.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
if
Let's get it, boys.
If you watch the Sentai,
Yeah.
and watch Power Rangers, then you're considered a hardcore fan.
Yes, hardcore fan. Even Arrow 26 is a hardcore fan.
Like,
He
yeah,
knows.
like I'm considered a hardcore fan because I watched Go Kiger and then I hated Super Mega Force.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
still
everybody
trying-
that's seen
What
it.
am I still trying to finish? I'm still on Mask Man.
Mask Man is good. I like Mask Man.
So if you watch the Sentai version, then you're considered a hardcore fan.
I'm a
Yeah,
hardcore
No
fan.
longer.
Well, the problem is, y'all know I'm OCD. Well, you don't know me, legit, but like I'm OCD, and it sucks because I wanted to watch all the way to Go Ranger, and they only have like maybe half the series out. It's not all out, and I'm annoyed
Wait,
with
where?
You
not
have to buy,
not
like,
the
the
official
Right.
release, because the official release is $60 a pop. No, thank you.
Oh, you should have bought them when they were like 20
When were they 20?
when they first came out.
No, they weren't. They were always like 60.
Well, they were like a lot cheaper, I swear. Maybe I'm
Bruh.
wrong. Maybe I just got a deal.
I think you just got a deal. I've been watching them. They've always been like
5-finger
60
discount.
bucks. See, you can do that.
But for me though, I love the Showa era. So I love 75 to the 80s. Like that's my vibe.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I like some of the Sentai better now than Power Rangers, but I like some of the Power Rangers
Right.
better than I like some of the Sentai.
Yeah.
Like Doggy
Well, this-
Kruger looks better as an alien than as a. In the Japanese version, he looks
Yeah.
like he got fired from Sesame Street.
And the Muppets.
Sometimes they do
He
that.
looked like when he comes out, he's all fluffy looking. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck kind of Sesame Street
And
bullshit is
bright
this?
too.
Right.
And he's big and bright. So I'm
Yes.
gonna give it a 7 out of 10
Okay.
just because I had a
Okay.
problem with Rocky's noodles.
Right.
Like they look fake as fuck. Like they didn't even
Wow.
try.
They
couldn't
were
go out
probably
and buy some-
microwavable noodles. All right, here you go. Here's your
Bro, like
prop.
look at them. They're way too. They look like they're like as thick as this glue stick, bro. Like they were just.
Damn. They got it from Wish.
Yeah,
Oh my
like
God.
literally, like okay. So that's that's the thing I don't get. Maybe because they're trying not to waste food or anything.
Yeah.
But they got the Power Ranger figurines in California, whatever they could find at the local Walmart.
Yep.
That's what they legitimately said. They went to the store and grabbed whatever they could.
But the show must go on. So if
Show
there's a
must
will,
go on.
there's a way.
Couldn't afford $5 Chinese food down the street.
No.
They went and spent $25 a figure
I
and
don't
got like 9 of them.
I don't
But
know.
they couldn't spend the $5 for an actual authentic Chinese food.
I don't know.
And then
Or they-
Rocky's like,
They were
Or
in
they-
New Zealand.
and I said it earlier, but Rocky's like, come on, bro, I just heated up my lunch. I just
Or-
heated it up. And then
or-
at the end of it, he's like, Alpha threw away my lunch.
Right.
Or better yet, wouldn't it have been better if you just replaced the box of noodles with something else?
Yeah, like couldn't he show up with like a bag just that says burgers on it?
Yeah, there you go.
That
Or
would have
something like
made more sense. Like, and he was such like the butt of the joke. Like poor Rocky, he gets no love.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
he doesn't. But that was, I think that was like something.
There's one thing a lot of people didn't catch
What?
because people were also bitching that if you watch it again, the parking lot that's on top of gravel, there's a sign that says executive
Yeah,
Carl
Cranston Tech.
Cranston
Yeah,
Tech parking, and
Yeah.
somebody's like, man, Billy's so damn cheap he can't afford to pave the driveway. And somebody was like, maybe it says executive park. People were arguing whether it was actually executive parking or not.
Right.
The thing is, said it in the thing that the public and the employees did not know about the command center. The command
Correct.
center is directly underneath
It's underground.
Cranston Tech.
Right.
yes,
So wouldn't it have made sense that the motorcycle that's Jason's, the truck that's Tommy's, and the other vehicle that's Kimberly's, the executive parking was just the ruse to as to why those vehicles are there.
I like that idea.
People don't
That's a-
think.
People don't think.
I like
No,
that
seriously,
idea.
go to one of the Power Ranger groups.
No,
and
but that's true though. I remember seeing that, like that parking lot scene.
he has a parking lot. They're all adults. They all have
Right.
their own vehicles. And that would explain why the rad bug was the only vehicle at the graveyard. Why was it there to begin with? They went as a group.
Mm-hmm. That actually makes a lot of sense.
And their vehicles were at Cranston Tech as executive parking to throw off the rest of the general public.
Would it have been 2 on the note? But okay, but the rad bug is still blue, like
That was
Billy.
the rad bug too.
That's rad bug 2. It was blue like Billy. So yeah, is it 2 on the nose for the vehicles to match the Rangers?
No, because Jason does have a motorcycle and it was black, and Tommy had a truck that was black.
Oh, I don't remember that. But okay. I'm
Yeah,
cool
in
with it.
Forever Red, Jason showed up in a motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I'm fine with it. Yeah, I'm cool.
I mean, the rad bug was originally white, but he made one
Silver.
with some blue on it. Silver, white, whatever.
Silver.
It was not blue.
It was not blue.
It was not blue, but now it is kind of blue because if you didn't notice, everything was kind of blue.
Blue. Yeah.
I mean, remember when they're okay, and this is the last part I'm going to bring up. When they were originally in the command center,
Yeah.
they would literally walk up and push random buttons
Yeah.
and read calculations off of a non-existent screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
They literally push the button according to these calculations. Blah blah blah. Where the fuck are you seeing that?
Right.
like I said,
They're doing it in their heads.
I mentioned it earlier too. It's like there's so many ridiculous like goofs and mistakes and stuff. But
Yeah.
you know, that's pretty much what the charm was for Power Rangers in the original one, because there was a lot of mistakes like you could spot. It's like pretty obvious. I'm okay, that is ridiculous. Why would he do that? You know what I mean? It's like
Right,
that.
right.
It's like a lot of it's like when you watch a cartoon and you see like animation errors. It's like that.
Yeah, like there's that one episode where they fight that Trini's toy that comes to life and they're fighting him.
Yes.
In the Power Rangers version, the little Japanese kid's still there, all giant and shit, in the middle of the footage, and they didn't even bother to edit him out or like try to adjust the footage. It's just, and nobody noticed it. But if you go back and watch, you're like, what the fuck? Where'd that kid come from? And why is he the size of a Megazord?
Yep.
Exactly.
There's just little things here and there, like where the fuck?
Oh,
are
for
they?
sure.
Where's
For
the
sure.
screen? But another thing that I wanted to do, so at Delta H Con or Balcon, whoever approves it, we're going to do a Power Rangers into the Morphing Grid panel. And we're going to go into depth as to whether is Zordon really a bad guy or not.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is Zordon actually not the good guy that everyone believes he is? Why? Because
Why is he sending
according to-
teenagers off to fight wars? I get
Well,
it.
actually, they it's kind of hinted that in the comic books when he sends Grace and the others to fight Psycho Green to stop Rita Repulsa from being released, he sent them to space to fight a monster with no training, and 3 of the Power Rangers died.
Nice.
And that was considered Zordon's biggest failure. And so Zordon chose overbearing, emotional human beings, and they chose teenagers. And the reason why they were chosen was because he can manipulate them and they will fight for him without question. Why did Zordon hide it? Okay, so this is the theory. In universe, he's manipulative and he hides information from them, like the existence of other Power Ranger teams. And one of the theories is that Zordon is also responsible for the death of the original Space Rangers. In real world, none of that shit existed.
Well, yeah, that's
so
too
that's
dark.
why. No, the Space Rangers, Squadron Rangers, Alien Rangers, Omega Rangers, none of them existed at the time that they were writing Power Rangers. So that's kind of the reason why he kind of kept them a secret, because they just didn't exist. But now it's like, oh, they exist. There's this expanding universe, and they're kind of playing that into Zordon's character, like, oh, he always knew.
Yeah.
He just kept it a secret. And as soon as Tommy and the others retired, that's when Zordon left. Because a new team of Power Rangers came and took over, and they're not loyal to Zordon like the others are. They're not going to they're not going to blindly go into battle without questioning his motives.
Yeah.
And Zordon only sacrificed himself because he knew they were fucked and they lost. It's a whole theory.
I like it. You gotta read the comics.
Yeah,
The
they're
comics,
good. The comics are good though. I love it.
you have to read Go-Go and then you have to read them both at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the way that they number them too and stuff like that. But
Yeah, Go-Go ended though. Go-Go Power Rangers ended because it ends
Mhm.
when after the Shattered Grid.
yeah,
Because once Tommy gets introduced, that's when the comic ends. Because that's when Mighty Morphin takes up.
Mm.
hmm
So they explain because Tommy dies and then he comes back and they explain why.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's like, oh, I haven't read the comic, spoiler. It's pretty. I think it's common knowledge that everyone knows that at one point in the comic books, Tommy dies.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's one thing in the comic books that Tommy says, and I'm gonna end the podcast with that, and we're just gonna wrap up and promote everybody's social media. There's one thing that Tommy says to Draken is that you are so delusional that you hate Tommy so much. That's why you went and murdered him in every universe because you can't stand yourself. He acknowledges that he traveled through the multiverse and killed every variant of Tommy. And in one of the comics, holy shit, he did. He captures one of the Zeo Ranger powers. Hey, give me a minute, I'll come get you. Give me a minute. He transforms into Zeo Ranger Tommy,
Mm-hmm.
actually becomes friends with the Zeo Rangers, and doesn't hurt them because they're showing him love.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like the first hint at what he really wanted. And he just steals Adam's morpher, and then he doesn't hurt them, but every other team he's killed. He's killed somebody or kidnapped them or held them captive and stolen their powers by force. But this one, he just pickpocketed it and left them alone. And he walks into this room, and Tommy's tied to a chair. And he's like, Draken's talking to him like, they love you, they respect you. I hate it.
Kinky.
I hate you so much. And then he takes out Saba and slices his throat and kills Tommy in the chair and leaves him there for dead. That's fucking dark.
Love it.
And it's hinted as to why, like, that's the first hint as to why Draken did it, though.
Boy, it's like
And it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
it's like a Power Rangers were on HBO instead of Fox.
Yeah, no
Right.
shit, dude.
I'm here for it.
They show the blood, but they show
I'm
like
here
the
for
shadow
it.
in the wall. Like,
It's like the Ninja Turtles in their original comics. Shit.
it's so shitty though, because when our Tommy dies, they try to save him. They take him back to the command center and they try to save him. They can't. He's dead. So the best decision for them was to take his body back to the alley,
Mhm.
leave him there so the cops can find him, so his mom could bury the body and have closure. Without
Love how you
revealing
just
the
spoil everything for our fans.
that's actually that's in the intro. That's like the first 2 pages of the comic. That's not
No,
even.
I
Like,
got it, but like, never mind.
No, please. Everybody watches Comic Story, and act like I don't watch that guy tell the comic book stories.
Who?
Comic Story, go check it out. The
Okay.
guy. Okay. You know what? You
It's
obviously know
okay.
what
It's
audio.
okay. It's okay.
Obviously know what audio.
We'll talk later.
All right. All right, guys. So that's it. So I'm gonna give Power Rangers a 7, but with everyone giving it an 8, and I think Sonic's giving it a 7.5. I believe our final score is gonna be a 7.75.
All right.
Which, if you know our score ratings, 5 is meh, 6 is good, 7 is great, 8 is awesome, 9 is amazing, and 10 is perfect. Anything below a 5, anything below a meh, is not that good. And we're
Is-
talking about 4 would be The Last Airbender, 3 would be Super Mario Brothers the movie, 2 would be the sequel to Charlie's Angels, and number 1 will be Dragon Ball Evolution.
There you go.
Oof.
All right, guys. So thank you for joining us, Mr. Legit John, the John.
Can't even say it.
All right.
Steven.
Thank you.
No, because
Thank
the
you
Game
for
Boy. It's John Legit, the legit Steven.
thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It was fun. It was good to cackle, just to talk about our nerd stuff. So it's
No,
great.
thank you for showing
Yeah.
up. Bacon Rat didn't show up. I wonder where the fuck he went.
Probably was doing like an encore or something.
Yeah, he did his show early. He probably had to work today. He's probably. I
For
think he's recording right now.
with discounted attire.
All right. Thank you for joining us. You want to plug in your social media while you can?
He's still talking to you, babe.
Oh, I was like, my bad. Sorry. Yeah. So Instagram, at legit John Steven.
Cool. Thank you so much. All right, SJ, what you got?
So, yeah, I'm working on a new podcast called Nerd Girl Talk with SJ. Definitely going to be talking about some Ninja Turtles because I just got back into Ninja Turtles and I am all in, ladies and gents. No joke. But it's going to be everything too: Power Rangers, Transformers, movies, video games, comics, books, the whole shebang. And I'll have on my special guests as always. And as far as social media handles, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Tumblr now. And
Ooh.
and you can follow me as SuperJew89. And yeah.
All right, thanks. So Sonic, what you got for us? Your social media.
All right, follow me on Instagram at Super Saiyan Sonic. Follow me on Twitter at Keyblade Sonic YT. I'm on YouTube. I was actually before we started the show, I was actually working on a video, so I actually recorded it. So I'm about to edit it and then probably upload it later. I did a little video on Retro Palooza this past weekend. So if you were there, let me know. Hit me up. Looking to do more stuff, and yeah, so hope you guys keep watching us here. We're really excited. We're looking forward to what we bring for future announcements and stuff.
All right, guys, make sure if you haven't already started following us, make sure you follow us on YouTube, follow us on the Twitch, follow us on the Twitter, follow us on Instagram, follow us on the Facebooks, follow us on the Pornhubs. You know it, you love it. Make sure you also check out our new podcast. Our first subject is going to be cyberbullying. We also are going to we're going to ask for donations for Stephanie. Not what's her last name? Anyways, she is the voice actress of Kid Goku, young Gohan.
Stephanie Nadoli.
Nadoli.
Yeah.
So it is $100 per hour. So we are asking for donations to have her on the podcast. Also, other voice actors, such as the voice of Android 17, will be on the show. Delta HCon will also be on here to promote the show. Bacon's coming back. Our first podcast, like I said, is cyberbullying. That one's going to be pre-recorded. We have two special cosplayers coming on the show to talk about cyberbullying and how bad, how it affects people and how it affects their mental health and how bad this community has gotten with it, because apparently there is an entire part of this community that just likes to bully the shit out of others by spreading fake rumors and stuff like that on the internet. There are people that talk shit about everybody, myself included. I just don't hear the ones about me that often because apparently I'm toxic and I like to start fights with people that talk shit about me.
He's looking at you, porta potty from Redcast.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, porta potty. Oh,
I had to. I'm sorry.
There's a puppy.
Oh,
How did the puppy?
Yeah, it's funny. As soon as you show your dog up here, my dog wants to get up here too. I don't know.
I was gonna say, how did Keyblade's dog get in Goku's house?
Now we got two. See.
Oh my god!
Like the same color. That's great.
This one's a little shit. He donkey kicks me when I don't pay attention to him.
Oh, he knows what he wants.
And he likes being carried like a baby for some reason.
Aw.
It's the greatest thing when they want to be carried like a baby.
Whenever I pick him up, he'll throw himself back. Look.
Bless you.
Yeah,
so sneeze right on me.
All right, so make sure you follow us. The pre-recorded podcast will be recorded this week. Hopefully this week or next week. We're just depending on the schedule of one of the podcasters. It just depends on everyone's mental health. Whether it's a tough subject to talk about, especially the people that are actually being affected by it. So we'll see where that goes. Cinco de Mayo, I'm going to start doing my TikTok videos. So we'll see.
And don't forget, for the people out there who don't know, especially here in the Houston area, J-Fest will be coming back next weekend at Herman Park on the 6th and the 7th. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So
also, we are possibly going to Cidercade this weekend because it is SJ's birthday.
Oh, is SJ's birthday this weekend?
Yes.
Thursday.
Hey.
Okay, but we're not doing it till Saturday.
That's fine.
Okay, cool.
I'm in.
You better be. I've been talking to you about it for weeks now.
Yeah,
I've also been busy for weeks. I've been like, are we actually doing something? Are we doing something? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Hey, I'll keep that in mind. So if you feel like I could.
Yes, I would
I'll-
love to see people again.
Yeah, like I'll do. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, it's gonna be hopefully this Saturday, and then next we can go to. We'll be at the Japanese festival.
Mhm.
I'll be
Bet.
Mexicaning it up.
Yep, Geeks 5 Ever live from JFest.
So next week
Yes.
I will be out and about on Cinco de Mayo, and then I will
Woo
be
woo.
Cinco de Mayo.
celebrating Cinco de Mayo once again at the Japanese festival.
Cinco de
Live for
Mayo.
it. I love it.
Also, just real quick, I gotta plug them. Make sure you check out Comic Palooza at comic.palooza.com. We have them hashtag. Make sure you go to the website and go ahead and sign up for one of their badges.
And
It is a little bit expensive, but they got the boys. They
yeah,
got Mr. Homelander there.
and don't forget, we are about 30 days away from Comic-Palooza
We
already.
are.
We are a month
Yep,
away
yep.
from
Make sure you
Comic-Palooza.
get your badges because Kratos, boy, hunt deer, boy,
And
will
also
be there.
yeah, and also keep in mind because sometimes they may announce guests last minute, or maybe they'll announce them
Mhm.
for a specific time. Maybe they're still finalizing stuff, so just keep an eye on their socials. Maybe it'll help you decide. Hey,
Yeah, keep
come
an
see
eye on
us.
their social media and their social security. If you can get those numbers,
There you go.
all right, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna end it with this real quick. This was played at the end of Once and Always. We're gonna leave this up for 10 seconds, and then we're gonna play our outro. All right, guys. Have a good night. Stay classy.
Bye. See you all next week.